first session. Machine learning first session. So as we know that machine learning in our course curriculum, this is a level 4. This is in level 4 machine learning algorithm. Okay. So let's start with.
कलम देखें
Okay.
कलम
So let's start with first question is what is algorithms? Okay. So first question is what is algorithm? So can anyone explain like what is algorithms? Anyone voluntarily? Okay. So the session is very important to who is really want to get the jobs in machine learning and want to become machine learning engineer or data scientist. Okay. So anyone, Parimala? Yeah, student. Yeah, tell me what is algorithm?
All right. So, in a simple terminology, as per my knowledge goes, a set of rules are defined based on which a particular.
Yeah, good, got it. So we can see here what is algorithm. Algorithm. So algorithm is a process or set of rules to be followed in calculations, especially by computers. That means you can say this is the set of rules. Let's suppose you are trying to calculate or you are trying to design anything, okay, any software or any application or any program. You should follow some set of instruction, set of rules. So algorithm is all about set of rules. Even though if you want to add two numbers, so same set of rules you have to apply. You have to provide one number and then you have to provide one operators, and then second number, then you'll get some result, and then you put that result into the another variables. So same set of rules, like let's suppose you want to add two numbers. So first you have to accept two numbers from user, sum the two numbers, and then return the results. So this is the way, like even though in our BTech, MTech, in our engineering, in our MTech, PhD, we have done with lot of algorithms. Okay, in computer science there are a lot of algorithms. Okay, so algorithm is set of rules. So I'm trying to say like what is machine learning? What is next question is what is machine learning? What do you mean by machine learning? Why people say, even though this is the hot topic, like everyone talking about like a machine learning. So what do you mean by machine learning? What is the exact meaning of machine learning? So I want to describe here. I want to describe here what is machine learning. So basically there are two definition of machine learning are offered by, one is Arthur Samuel and one other one is Tom. So there are two scientists which is given by Arthur Samuel. So this is the
जरा वाईफाई बंद करो तो एकदम इंटरनेट ये हो गया है
so it is
बंद कर तो जरा 10
Arthur
मिनट
Samuel
वेट हैं
of study computers that are without being explicitly programmed. So, field of computers the ability to learn without being explicitly
बंद कर दी वाईफाई
programmed. So, one example so that you get definitions. Which one is second one? The second one is provides more modern computer some experience some last and she. So let's see. I'm give one example. Every rules of playing the cricket. Most of you are aware about like playing cricket. Let's you are the ball, you are a fast bowler called like you are a faster ball. Examples here, Anuj is a faster bowler here. Okay, and they want to he wants to he want one program. He wants, let's say before designing the program, I'm taking some examples and then we'll come to the program. Okay. So let's suppose he went to try to throw the ball. First time first time he like balls. Okay. Once he throwing the ball is just behind them and the stem. Now again he is the next. To design that program only. I want to design that program. Okay. So we can simply calculate one program which is basically required required to calculate the force so that Anuj can hits the wicket directly. So first he will analyze the angle, speed of ball, that means momentum, that means it calculate their momentum. Okay, mass and force, and then angle and then distance. So there are three parameters Anuj is giving, and on the behalf of that Anuj finding like this is the force which is required to hit the wicket, this is the force which is required to hit the wicket, right? So after that experience, so what we are what Anuj find out finally he kept some result sets. One is on the basis of angle, another one is on the basis of momentum, and on the basis of distance. So on the basis of these three parameters, Anuj finding like what force is required so that we can hit the ball. Okay, right. So this is normal program. But let's suppose somehow there is a circumstance like a wind, like a air wind is running. Wind is like a force of wind is we are not considering here force of wind. So sometimes the force of wind is like a 70 newtons per hour, or maybe 80 newtons per hour, or maybe 100 newtons per hour. We don't know exactly. So in this scenario this program will be automatically failed. We cannot predict like what force is exactly required. Are you getting my point? In this scenario our program will be totally failed. We will not able to say like this is the angle, this is the force which is required to hit the wicket, because we are not assuming here there is some external force also. So that external force, how can we analyze? So that external force will, let's suppose the cricket match is going on England. So first we will observe the environment of that area. Okay, the climate of that area, Okay, so let's suppose January to December, the will will fetch the some previous records, previous data. On the basis of data, we'll do some regression. We'll do some regression, and then we can predict like a, yeah, this is the force which is exactly required. So this is the actual machine learning. So if your program is using this kind of concept, so now you can say this is the machine learning based program. This is the machine learning based program. So same definition which is given by the Tom Mitchell, like a same definition you can see here. What is the machine learning? It says like a provides more modern definition known as ETP. If a computer program is said to learn from experience E, so what Anuj is getting the experience every time he's throwing the ball, okay, and then changing the direction, then changing the angle, then changing and then apply the data set in data set like a winder data set. What is the force that times? What is the force of this month, which is usually generally comes. So this kind of experience Anuj gain, okay, and with the experience E, he tried to give best outcome. On the previous experience, Anuj tries to give their best outcomes. So you can say here a computer program is said to learn from experience E with the respect to a computer program, a computer program, a computer program, a computer program is said to learn from experience E with respect to some class of task T and performance accuracy measure P. So this is the programs like a computer program is said to learn from experience E. Let's suppose we are getting some experience E on the basis of with respect to class of task T. So we have a one task like a throwing the ball in. Okay, I'm trying to getting some experience. I want to give some outcomes like a daily basis. The performance should be more and more accuracy. That performance should be more and more accuracy, which is based on previous experience. Let's suppose first time say Anuj get the experience on this angle, like a 45-degree angle, molding their hands. Okay, so the ball which good behind the wicket. So again it gets like another experience. No, there is another there is external force also. So Anuj thinks like we should apply external force also. Okay, we should take care about like angle also, distance also. So next time the performance should be more accuracy. The performance should be more accuracy. So this is actual work of machine learning. This is actual work of machine learning. So we can see here we have a E means experience of playing many games of checkers. We know that we have a task of playing checkers and the probability that the program will be win the game or not. So this is predict by the machine learning. This is done by the machine learning. Even though we have a lot of application of machine learning. We have a lot of application in machine learning. So in the past decade, we have a machine learning have given as a self-driven cars, practical speech recognition, effective web search, vastly improved understanding for the human genomes. Okay, so even though I want to predict, even though you can see here nowadays like true colors easily identify. You can say they gives like a suggestion which backgrounds you are belonging. Like you are belonging. Like if you are a doctor, true color automatically gives some icons like this number is belonging maybe a doctor. So how the machine easily gave the suggestion like your number is belonging to doctor, because it gives some analysis, some experience. Like you are every time a patient is trying to call, every time you are talking about some medical related words, every time you are trying to on call you are giving some medical related works. So they can easily get the data. On the basis of data they can predict like hey, you are a doctor. even though even though even though let's suppose you called me, so you can say like in true colors, my suggestion is I am from IT backgrounds. Even though someone are from mechanics, so you can say they are, this is the suggestion. Even though YouTube also gives a lot of recommendation. So how it's analyzed, like on the basis of experience, they absorb the task and try to give some outcomes. Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Abhitesh, you are.
Yes.
Yeah, am I audible? Lakshmi Priya, am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible? Lakshmi Priya, am I audible? Am I audible? Please tell me. Now am I audible?
Yes, Abhitesh, we can hear you.
Okay, no issue. In machine learning, the main thing is that I don't know. Maybe it's problem from your side, Ashif. Check your internet first. So in machine learning, we have a supervised learning and unsupervised learning. We have a supervised learning, and so there are two kind of ML types. Is one is supervised learning and another one is unsupervised learning. Guys, try to careful. Like this is a very important concept. Like what is supervised learning and what is unsupervised learning? What is what is supervised learning and what is unsupervised learning? What is supervised learning and what is unsupervised learning? So let's suppose in supervised learning we have a classification and regression, and unsupervised called clustering. So let me describe here. I will describe these things. Let me describe here. I'm taking what is supervised learning and what is unsupervised learning. Why my internet is not okay? So you can see here machine learning, the problem settings. So we have two kinds of categories. One is supervised learning and another one is unsupervised learning. So what is supervised learning? What is supervised learning? So you can see here in which the data comes with additional attributes that we want to predict. Okay. So let me give one example. I want to show one example here. 1 second. So let's suppose, let me complete first. Okay. So let's suppose I have some data. I have some data. Basically, data like I have data called like I'm taking one examples. Length of hair. Okay, and another one is height. Another one is height. Another one is height and weight. And I'm taking one output called gender. Keep patience one. Okay. So let's suppose I'm taking here length is 20 centimeter, another length is 5 centimeter, weight is 50 kg, weight is 50 kg, and sorry, height is, here we have to put the height is, let's suppose 5 feet, and weight is 50 kg, so you can see here, this is a female, this is the female, okay, she is female data. And another one is like a length is 5 centimeter, height is 6 feet, height is 6 feet, and weight is like a 70 kg, and this is the male data. So supervised data means what is the supervised learning means? Supervised learning means, let's suppose we have some data set, some data, and we can easily we have their label. Label means we know that we have a three input. This is our input. Let's suppose this is input. This is input, generally called X, and this is so this is input and this is output. So we have a length of here, height and weight. On the basis of this is called gender is a column. You can say like this is label. Okay. So you can see here length of the hair which is 20 centimeter, height is 5 feet, and weight is 50 kg. On the basis of that you have to find the gender. So you can easily identify like you know the label best, gender. So how many kind of genders? Only female basically. So for gender here we have a female and male. For gender we have a female and male. On the basis of this given input data, length of the hair, height and weight. Length of the hair is 20 centimeter, 5 feet and 50 kg. So this is on an average data. On the basis of the data you have to say like this is the male and this is the female. So just like a option, like in multi-choice, you have let's suppose you have a multi-choice. You know the multi-choice like maybe gender would be female or male or any. So you have a multi-choice. You have a multi-choice. You know the what is the outcomes of this input. You know the outcomes of this input. So if you have a data set and you know the label, you know the outcomes, so you can say this is the supervised learning. That means we are learning something, we are doing some experience under the supervised. Supervised means we have some area, we have some bounded area, some definite area. We can see here we can see here we have already gender. We have a one output called gender. So we have a label is defined. Let's suppose I'm taking one input here, length, then height, then weight. On the basis of calculating this data belongs to
আজকেও প্রবলেম আছে, কিন্তু আমি আজকে খুব ব্যস্ত আছি, বুঝছেন? আপনি কালকে আসুন।
Either if
ঠিক আছে,
you have,
সকালে
so
আসুন।
let's go to the here. You have to read this very carefully. Once again, I want to. You can see here supervised learning in which data comes with additional attributes with that we want to predict. To go to the that we want to predict. That means which data comes with additional attribute means the data which you are giving, that is with labeled, like a label. That means we have a input data. On the basis of input data, I want to know this. We have already labeled also. Like we know the hair length, we know the weight and then height. Okay, on the basis of the output should be gender. So what is the gender? Either female or male. So you have to do some analysis. So if you are working with this kind of data, that means you are doing a supervised learning. That means label is already given. Even though in supervised learning there is two kind of supervised learning. One is classification, another one is regression. So let's suppose I'm taking one example here. Let's suppose we first read this line. What is classification? Classification, that means samples belongs to two or more classes. And we want to learn from already labeled data how to predict the class of unlabeled data. That means classification means you have a already classification means you have a already multi choice. Like I want to say like your mobile number. What is the possibility to outcomes of your mobile number? So your mobile number, so you know that we have a only 10 digit. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So your mobile number start with either 9, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 1, anyone. So if your data is in a finite means if you can easily give the answer. Let's suppose I want to say like a alphabet, collection of alphabet. So we have a fixed number, A2, ABC2. So how many alphabets? We have a 26 fixed. Number is fixed. So if your data choice is fixed, let's suppose you are giving here. We are giving here in previous examples. This is the Excel. So now gender. So the outcomes will be fixed, like either a female or male. There are two options only, either female or male. So you can say this data is supervised classification. Classification machine learning you should apply. So in supervised, because we know the label, we have another extra fields called X. You know the outcomes, what should be outcome. Okay, gender. If you are not defining any gender here, let's suppose you are not giving anything. We have only this data. Length here, weight and height and weight. So how can you, let me describe first. So yeah, so how can we analyze, how can we give some predictions, what will be the outcomes for according to data. Let's suppose we have a length, we have a height, and there we have a, so I'm taking one example. So first read this line of now it's audible.
Yes.
So sample belong to two or more classes. That means we have a multiple choice. As I told there, let's suppose number which is belonging to 0 to 9. So we have a multiple choice, like this results falls under the 0 to 9. Let's suppose we have an alphabet, so this result falls under the 1 to A to Z only, 26 only. So you know the output, your result is finite. Your result is finite. So we can see here, sample belong to 2 or more classes, and we want to learn from already labeled data. Already labeled data, that means you know in your mindset, in your right, right. So on already labeled data means like I passed here, I want to say, I want to let's suppose I write here gender, okay, and male and female, male and here female, male and female. So we can see here, we have a label is fixed. The label is fixed like a gender. This column we are knowing that what is the outcome, what will be the outcomes. Okay, so labeled, you know already, labeled is already fixed into the mind, because you are knowing that if here length here is long, height is small, and weight is in comparison to small, so it should be, so sorry I write here wrong, it should be female, it should be female. So you can say the label is already fixed. So you can set like a classification means sample belongs to 2 or more classes, and we want to learn from already labeled data. Already labeled data means we already know what is our gender. We can easily predict like on the basis of given data. So it should be male or female. Then how to predict these classes of unlabeled data? An example of classification problem would be handwritten digit recognition. So we are pretty much aware about, let's suppose I write some handwritten digit 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 0. So we can say like predict the class, and an example of classification problem would be handwritten digit recognition. So in which the aim is to assign each input vector to one of a finite number discrete categories. So I will describe what is discrete categories. So we can see here like we are enable a vectors, like a vectors, that means I have already described just like a 1D array. Okay, so we have handwritten digit. I want to recognize is this 4 or not, because sometimes handwritten will be something different, we are not able to recognize, but I want to recognize. So what will be the possibility? The possibility should be either it would be this will be maybe 4 or 5 or 3, then maybe 2, maybe 1. So the possibility which is falls under the 0 to 9 only. So if this kind of problems we are facing, like we are pretty much aware about, like we can easily give some choice under the some finite limited options. So we can say like this is a classification supervised learning. Okay, so let's okay, so in next line, in which the aim to assign each input vector to one of finite number of discrete categories. So I have already described like so vector is just like taking some inputs parameters. So if you are giving, let's suppose we have a set of 0 to 9, one list which is contains 0 to 9 digits. So this is just like a vector. I'm taking input. I have described like a here. These three are the input data. These three are the input data. This is our X data. On the basis of Y, we are finding this is. So Y should be discrete. Discrete means like a you are pretty much aware about your label. You are pretty much aware about label. Let me some pretty much aware about label. Okay. So next, so we can see here. In which the aim is assigned to each input vector to one of the finite number of discrete categories. Another way to think of classification is a discrete. Discrete means opposite to continuous. From supervised learning, where one of has a limited number of categories for each number of sample provided. That means this is the opposite of continuous. Continuous means let's suppose I'm taking one example here. Let's suppose I'm taking one examples here, even though in my notes it's also mentioned that one second. Notes, no issue. So let's given one examples here. I want to know let's suppose I'm taking one another fields called age, then weight, and then so we have a, let's suppose I'm taking here only. Let's suppose we have our age and we have another field called weight. Okay, on the basis of age and weight, I want to take in one example. Let's suppose I have a one fish called salmon. Let's see which salmon
fish.
I think internet connection is special. So you can see here. Let's suppose you have to identify on the basis of age, what is the length of this fish. On the basis of age and weight, I want to know, we have a one label called length. So here already given, this is input, and this is output. Okay, so on the basis of that, I want to find the length. Let's suppose age is 1 day, weight is let's suppose 10 grams. Okay, let's suppose age is 2 day, and weight is 10.2 grams. So can we give the exact, can we provide exact length? Can we let's suppose your age is 30 30 years and weight is age is 30 years and weight is 670 kg. On the basis of that, can we give the exact length of every people? No, because that length should be vary, maybe continuous. Sometimes our output comes like sometimes one fish have a 2 days and weight is 10.2 grams, but still their height should be 10.1 centimeters. Sometimes maybe same maybe I pick one another face there, another face, maybe maybe her age should be will be, maybe age will be 2 days, 2 days, and weight will be 10.2 grams. Still maybe still the height should be some vary like a 2.2 centimeter, 2.2 centimeter. Okay, so you can see like we are not able to give like a only limited options, like this is called continuous, this is called continuous. If we are giving like a only fixed, so that was the word called discrete. Okay, so let let observe here. So we are here like a, so classification means sample belongs to two or more classes. Two or more classes means options, and we want to learn from already labeled data. Already labeled data, that means their outcomes is already designed, like a x is y is already given, like a maybe gender, length, all it how to predict class of unlabeled data. If an example of classification problem would be handwritten digit, so we know the handwritten, we know the digit which is belongs to 0 to 9, so we can easily predict, like we can easily give the answer. So if so in if another way we can say that if the outcomes is limited, so discrete, so you can say that this is the classification. So for supervised learning, we have a required a labeled. In labeled, in supervised learning, we have two types of one is called classification, and another one is called classification, and another one is called regression. So any doubts in classification? Any doubts? Yes or no? Tell me. Okay. Next one is regression. Okay, good. So we can see here classification is a discrete. Discrete means opposite to continuous. Continuous, I have already described what is the meaning of continuous and what is the meaning of discrete. So for form of supervised learning, where one has a limited number of categories and each of the n sample provided, one is try to label them correct categories of class. Next, coming to the regression. So if the desired output consists of one or more continuous variables, then the take is called regression. Like we are not able to say length of the fish would be 20 centimeter on the basis of today and 10.2 gram. We cannot say it should be 10.2 gram, 10.1 centimeters, 10.2 centimeters. Let's suppose I'm taking one example here. Even it would be maybe. Let's suppose I want to write how many integer number, how many integer numbers in between 21 and 23. So output answer will be guys, give me the answer please.
3,
I'm waiting
Abhitesh.
for your response. Why you are not giving answer? I'm asking how many int numbers in between 21 and 23.
3, Abhitesh.
Yeah.
Including 21 and 23.
Sorry?
Including 21
3.
and 23, that's going to be 3.
Hello?
3
Am I audible? Am I audible or not? First
Yes,
tell me.
Abhitesh, you are. Yes, you are.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, how can you say like a 3? There is only 21. How I'm asking how many int number in between 21 and 23. So in between 21 and 23, we have a one number 22. That means, yeah, 1. Kindly mute yourself. So we have a mute yourself, please. We have a one int number, but same thing. I want to know how many numbers in between. How many numbers in between 21 and 23. 23. So what would be the answer? Give me. What will be the answer? I'm asking how many numbers in between 21 and 23. So give me the
There will
answer.
be too many
Sorry?
numbers are there
Yeah, right.
because
Right.
yeah, float numbers.
Yeah, good. You are super. You are, yeah. So so you can see here we can have a number like a 20.000001, 20.21.0000021. We have a number 20.00000013. So in this way, we don't we are not able to say like a, yeah, we are not able to say like a, this is our fixed number. We are not able to say like a, this is our fixed number. So first one is the best examples. We know the label because our data which is exists between 21 and 23, we know. So we know the label. So you can say like if you are knowing the labels, this is the supervised learning. But in supervised learning, if outcome is the fixed, limited, finite, discrete, so you can say this is the classification. This is the classification learning. If you know the label, like the number which is outcomes will be in between the 20 and 23. You know the outcomes lies between in that 21 and 23. Outcomes lies between the 21 23. But so if you are knowing the labels, you can say like if you are knowing the label and about the label, you have to check those things. Knowing the label means you are know the what is the column, and inside the column what type of data you have to decide. First decide like what is the column, that means output column. You can see here we have a 3 columns. One is length of hair, height and weight. So this is our actually input. This is input, and this is gender, this is output. This is input and this is output. You know the label of the output, so that you can say this is the supervised learning. Once you are finalized, this is the supervised learning, then you have to finalize, is this classification or regression? So how can you ask, is this classification and regression? If you are able to give the answer in limited way, like your output would be limited, okay, so you can say or discrete, so you can say this is the classification, example of classification. If you are not able to give, you know the label, you know the output would be the length, but you are not able to give the exact your output is getting continuous variables. So that times you can say this is the example of regression. This is the example of regression. In same way, you can say you know the how many numbers in between 21 and 23. So there is one int numbers. That means you know the labels, okay, and in labels what will the output? This is also fixed, but here the output is not fixed. So you can say this is the regression. Are you getting my point? Any doubts as of now? Any doubts? Tell me, Parimala, any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir. I'm getting.
Response me at least. I'm waiting for your response.
Right. So I have one question, Abhitesh. Can you hear me?
Okay. Okay. No issue. Yeah. Any question?
Yes, Avitesh, I have one question. So when we talk about when we know the labels, when we know there would be limited labels, when you say limited labels, for example, the one we were talking just about, the gender male and female. So when you say limited, what is the exact definition? Do we have
Mm-hmm.
any exact number as such? Because the example we were
Yes,
talking
tell
about
me.
has only two, but there
Your
could be
voice
other
is breaking. I'm
scenario.
not able to hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I'm not able.
Can you hear me now, Avitesh? Is it clear?
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
Okay, so what I was asking, okay, when we talk about when
Your
we
voice
know
is
the
breaking. Still, your voice is breaking.
okay, let me try. One sec.
Not able to hear you. Not able to hear you. Could you type the questions, or
Sure.
we will see one to one if possible on call.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So and so yeah. So you can see here. We can see here. Classification means a sample belongs to two or more regression classes, and we want to learn from already labeled data how to predict a class. Yeah, sure, you can. Unlabeled data. An example of classification problem would be the handwritten digit recognition, in which the aim is to assign each input vector to one of finite number of discrete categories. That means our output is here like a we are giving like a the output. The option is limited. The option is limited. You have to choose. So this is the classification. This is the classification problem. Next one is regression. So regression means if desired output consists of one or more continuous variables. If desired output can take like a let's suppose let what is the length? What is the length of that Solomon fish? Even though our input is fixed, 2 days 10.2 grams, but sometimes length would be 2.1 centimeter, sometimes length would be 2.2 centimeter, sometimes length would be 2.3 centimeter. So this is kind of regression problem. So an example of regression problem would be the prediction of length of Solomon as a function of its age and weight. So you can see here an example of regression problem would be the prediction of length of Solomon as a function of its age and weight. So on the basis of age and weight, we are not able to give exact length. So this is the regression problem. Even though we know what is the labeled, we know the length is the labeled here, but still we are not able to finalize what is the actual outcome. So this is called classification. Next one is unsupervised learning. Next one is unsupervised learning. So what is unsupervised learning? What is unsupervised learning? So let's suppose in which the training data consists of set of input vector x without any corresponding targets. Without any corresponding targets. The goal problem may be discover group of similar examples with the data where it is called a clustering. So let's suppose I want to take one example here. Let's suppose I have a data of let's suppose I have a data, let's suppose age, no, income, then education, then income, education, and then income, education, and education, and let's suppose age. So we have a, let's suppose, three data. Let's suppose we have a three data. We have a data which is belonging to income, then their education, and then age. So we have a input. We have a input of this data, but here we don't have any. We have a x values input data, but we don't have a output data. You have to. We don't have a output data. We have a input data, but on the basis of income, education, age, we know here there is no any labeled actually. There is no any labeled. We don't know the data which is belonging to this income, education, and age. How can we have to work on data? So this is the cluster of data. We are not able to finalize, yeah, this is the data from which group and this is the data from which group on the basis of income, education, age. So we have a data set, we have a input x, but we don't have a output y. We have a input x, but we don't have a output y. We don't have any label. We don't have any label. So this kind of learning is called unsupervised learning. Let's suppose let's suppose I am taking one examples. Let's suppose I'm taking one examples. Another examples. Let's suppose I have a date. I have a age. I have a, let's suppose, one vectors. I have a one vectors which is considering like a, which holds like a 6 feet. One data called 6 feet. Another one is 60 kg, and next one is 6 feet. Another one is I'm taking to 6 feet and 60 kg. So are you able to identify from which backgrounds the data is belonging? We are not able to decide. So if we are not able to decide the bulk of data, so we can say like this is the unsupervised learning. But still we can make using the algorithm first. Let's suppose our data is unsupervised, okay, and we have a billions of data. So on the basis of these fields, we can make this supervised also. Unsupervised to supervised, we can transfer. We can transfer unsupervised to supervised also. Supervised means known label. Supervised means known label. Supervised means we are aware about the label. We are aware about the label. Okay. So let's suppose on the basis of that concept, you can see here, in which training data consists of set of input vector x without any corresponding target values. So we don't have any target value actually. We don't have any target value. The goal in such problems may be discover groups of similar examples without the data, which is called clustering. So determine the distribution of data within the input space known as a destiny estimation or project data, high dimensional space down 2 or 3 dimensional of purpose of visualization. So unsupervised data means we are getting a clustering. So it's very hard to work on unsupervised data. We are getting some clustering of data. On the mix up of data, we will finalize. Later we will finalize. But for earlier, we don't have any target values. We don't have a label actually. So if the data don't have any label, so this is called unsupervised learning. This is called unsupervised learning. So on the basis of this concept, you have to give some answer. You have to give some answer. I'm asking some questions. So I have a given data about size of house. One question is, I have given data about the size of house on the real estate market. To predict their price, what type of machine learning needed? This is the problem statement. I have given data about the size of house on the real estate market, to predict their price. So what type of machine learning is needed? Supervised classification. Yeah. So in supervised classification or regression? Supervised regression. Supervised, anyone? Another? Suresh? Yeah, Suresh, supervised classification. How can you say this is the supervised classification? Tell me. Suresh, are you there?
Yes, Abhitesh, because the size of the house is right. So
yeah, let me complete to
okay.
Suresh, are you there? Suresh Irebonia, are you there? Suresh, are you there? Parimala, could you explain why? Parimala, could you explain?
Actually,
explain.
the target variable for the real estate market will
I'm
be
listening.
continuous.
Tell me.
Yeah, because we can say that the estimation of the house price will be some $26,000 something. I mean, we can get the output in decimal.
Right.
Yeah, so it will be considered as a regression. So
Okay.
So it's supervised
Yeah,
machine
you are right.
learning.
You are right. So as I told, first you have to identify. This problem is supervised or unsupervised. So you can see here given data about the right. So you can see here given data about the size of house on the real estate market. So you know the size of a house. You know the size of house. Okay, even though you know the area, like in which area the house is building, like in which area. So what is the cost which is being like a south, like a area of the house? Then is there any school nearby that house? Is there proper road is not? Is there any hospital is not? Is there any metro facilities is not? Okay, is there any small garden is not? So these kind of variables, these kind of features which is increase the or decrease the price of house. But here it's giving the size of house on the real estate market to predict the price. So of course we have an output like this is the supervised, because how you can say you are easily able to predict the price. So we have outcomes, we have a label called price, but we are not able to sometimes price would be, sometimes a price would be $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, not dollar, in rupees. Like let's suppose area is 500 square feet. So maybe in Hyderabad price will be 20 LP, 20 lakh, that means 2 million, 20 lakh, that means 2 million. But same time, same house area which is you want to near it, like USA in near to Washington. Okay, So the price will be maybe 3 or 4 times, 5 times high, maybe 3 or 4 times, because the size is the fixed, the size of house is fixed, but you are not able to predict properly. But you are not able to predict properly. That means your outcomes is changing continuously. Your outcome is changing continuously. So I have already described what is regression. So regression, that means you have your outcomes is changing continuously. Classification means you I'm not able to start today. Maybe I will start tomorrow. Let me finish and then we will start NLP tomorrow. Okay. So classification means outcome is discrete, but here the outcome is continuously changing. So you can say this is the supervised regression. Next question. Tell me, we have a house, sales of more or less than the asking price. What type of ML is needed? House, sales of more or less than the asking price. Sales for more or less than asking price. What type of? This is the classification, regression. Classification or regression. Tell me. Suresh Iribonia, are you getting my point? Venkat. Anuj, are you there? Anuj, are you there?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
So,
Yes, I'm there, sir.
Yeah. So, what would the answer like? House sales for more or less than the asking of ML machine learning needed? Option is supervised classification, supervised regression, or unsupervised. Parimala, are you there?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm there, sir.
Yeah, tell me answer.
It may be
Are you able to
unsupervised because actually we don't have the target variable. Let's
I'm not
sells
getting your
more
voice.
or hello.
Why show unsupervised?
Because
Why show
sells for
unsupervised?
more or
Parimala?
less
Could you
than the
justify your
asking
answer?
price.
Sir, Suresh continuously message.
How sells for more or less than the asking price? We don't have exact target variable, right?
Anyone? This is the supervised classification.
This is I here.
Who is this? I'm talking. Shai. Could you mute your please? Let me describe. Mute your please. Okay. So we can see here house sales for more or less than asking price. What type of machine learning? Like so this the question is little bit confused, but I'm trying to say like let's suppose I'm asking there is maybe high price or low price, less price or high price, okay, more price or less price. So this is able to sell or not. So if the price is into your budget, so you can say like yeah, we can yeah. Got my point? Yeah. So you can say this is the supervised classification. You can say this is the supervised classification. Next question is given a patient with a tumor. A patient have a tumor. We have to predict whether the tumor is malignant or benign. with type of M. Yeah. So because you know that there is we have a tumor, so we have a lot of tumor types. Okay. So cancer tumor types. If you want to search cancer tumor type.
Hello.
If you want to search cancer tumor type. So tumors benign, paramalignant and malignant. So you can say like what is the type of. And mute yourself, please. Mute yourself. Yes, Suresh. Yeah, tell me, Suresh.
I think this is a supervised classification.
Who is caller 1, caller 2? Who is caller? Suresh, mute yourself.
Hello.
Who is the caller 1, caller 2?
Are you?
Yeah, tell me.
I think supervised classification machine learning tool we can use for this data.
Lot of voices. I'm not able to get it. Can you mute yourself? Suresh, mute yourself. Okay. So we can say supervised classification we can here. So we can say here, given patient with tumor, we have to predict whether the tumor is malignant or benign. So we know the categories, we know the label also, and we know the label also, and we know the outcomes also. Like this is the finite. We have either malignant or benign. So we will easily say like we can easily identify this is the supervised classification or supervised regression. So next question is given a picture of person, we have to predict their age on the basis of given pictures. Given a picture of person, we have to predict their age on the basis of given picture. Kindly tell me. Parimala. Ashraf, regression. What regression? Yeah, supervised regression. Supervised classification. How so, Lakshmi Priya? How can you say supervised classification? Lakshmi Priya? Yeah.
We can classify.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, based on the label value, we can predict, right?
So actually, we have given a picture of person. We have to predict their age on the basis of the given picture. On the basis of given pictures. So on the basis of given pictures, like for given, you can understand the statement first. Given a picture of a person, we have to predict their age on the basis of given picture. Ankit, are you there? Ankit, are you there? Ankit?
Yes, I'm there.
Ankit, are you there? Ankit, are you there? Yeah, tell me. I want to listen answer from your side. Kindly mute. Just drop the message. Regression. Parimala, are you there? Parimala. So it is a supervised regression. It is a supervised regression. How you can say maybe unsupervised? How? You know, given a picture of person, we have a person pictures. We have a predict their age on the basis of given picture. So why you can say unsupervised? Because I defined here we have to predict the age of the basis of given picture. We have to predict the age. That means I defined the label. I defined the label of outcome. Given picture of person, that means we have a x. We have to predict the age. That means we have a y value, which is age. But we don't know exact on the basis of given picture and age. We cannot on the basis of pictures. Okay, we cannot exactly identify their age. We cannot exactly, because maybe I show you my pictures. Okay, some guys looks very young, even though their actual age is looks like a 30 or 35. Still they look like only 20 or 25. Only 20 or 25. Even though my sister is like younger than around 5 to 6 years, but still she looks like elder. So still she looks like only 19 years or 20 years. So because we cannot predict the actual finite output. So it can be 20-25 plus. Mean first you have to think like this is the supervised or unsupervised. Why you can say like unsupervised? Because in problem statement we have to predict their age. That means we have so in problem statement its label is already given. Like you have to find the age on the basis of person picture. So we have a picture. On the basis of picture we have to find the age. But we're not able to find the exact age. The age is not a limit, because someone comes here and say like this is the age of 35.20 years, 22 years, 22.1 years, 22. So this way the continuous change will be continuous happen. It is not a discrete, not a fixed. So that's why we can say here. That's why we can say this is the supervised regression. You are got my point. You are getting my point, Parimala.
Got it.
Lakshmi Priya got it. Parimala got it. Parimala got it.
Got it.
Got it.
Okay. Good. Ankit got it.
Got I.
Suresh. Okay.
Allahu Akbar.
What is the questions actually? 1 second. What is the question, Suresh? Let me. What is your question? X. Yes, we have to predict the age, but how regression algorithm predict the pictures? So don't think about the algorithms. Like I will describe later, Suresh. How we are not working? We are working on concept like what is supervised learning, what is supervised classification, what is supervised regression, and what is unsupervised. This is the goal of today's session. Once we'll complete it, then we'll move to. How we'll see later, how it's working, we'll see later. Right, Suresh? Okay. So, okay. Next question is finding homogeneous subgroup within larger group based on the fact people have features such as income, education, attainment, and gender. Finding homogeneous subgroups within larger groups based on the fact people have features such as income, education, attainment, and gender. So this is the supervised, unsupervised. This same thing, yeah, the same things which is given by the Truecaller also. We have yeah, good. It's unsupervised. Good, Suresh, good. So as of now, we can say that now, as of now, we are good with, what is machine learning, what is the latest definition of machine learning. Okay, so latest definition machine learning says like this is the computer program is said to learn from experience E with respect to some class of task T and performance accuracy measure P. Okay, then we have gone through with what is classification, what is supervised learning. In supervised learning, what is classification, what is regression, and what is unsupervised learning, that means clustering. Okay, so this is the basic introduction of machine learning. This is the basic introduction of machine learning. In next class, we'll see explore the TOI data set. Okay, so how can we explore the data set, sir? Okay, so once we click here, so TOI data sets, that means name is suggest like a TOI data set. TOI data set means it's not a actual data set, like this is a mock data set, very TOI data set. Even though you have to go through with the one websites. So TOI data set, you can say this are load and return Boston house price data set. So this is the regression type of data set. This is the classification type of data set. So before going here, you can see, you can download some data set from here. We have one site called ICS-UCI. You want to get some data set which is view all data set. You can click here, view all data set. You want to get a data set which is related to, let's suppose, related to life science. So you can go here, related to life science. You can click here like a data set which is related to life science. So let's suppose you want to get some data set which is related to breast cancer. So you can just click here, and if you want to, you can see all the nature of that data source. This is the source. Okay, so is this data science data set is actual data or mock data? Any suggest, any guess? This is the actual data set or mock data set? This is the actual data or mock data? Tell me guys. Actual data or mock data? I'm waiting for your response. Parimala, Ankit, Anuj, Ashif. Hey man, you cannot share your actual data. You can, if any company which is sharing any actual data, they will getting in crime. This is the crime. If you are sharing someone data, even though one hospital which is sharing some data, let's suppose I admitted in hospital and I have given some data, so hospital cannot disclose the data. Hospital cannot disclose the data publicly. On the basis of data, they created some mock data. On the basis of that data, they created the mock data. You can see here, this is the creator. Boston house price are actual. So you can see here, we can see here, this is the source, creators, Milan Shoki, this is the physician, Institute of Oncology, University of Medical Center, Yogot Selvi. So these are the creators of this data set information, you can see. Even though if you want to, even though maybe if you want to get the data, so you can get the data from here, patient directories. Some Excels would be downloaded. Okay, So you can get the actual data or get this. Let me open this file. So you can check with. So we'll see in next class. We'll see in next class on how can we explore some trial data set. Okay, then we'll see like a iris data set. Iris data set will import. So in machine learning we have a sklearn is very important. We'll see what is sklearn, what is data set. Okay, how to load the data set. Okay, then over that we'll absorb the data set. After that this is our targets. Okay, then we'll on the basis of that features framework we'll explore the rest of data set. If you want to create your own data set, okay, so you can create your own data set also. So we'll see in next class. Okay, thank you so much. Before leaving the class, Paramita, are you saying something?
No.
All good? Any question? Any doubts as of now? Any question? Any doubts? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure, Ankit, sure. Okay. So before leaving the session, you should drop your email ID. You have to drop your email ID. Yes, Suresh, Suresh Irebonia. Do you have some doubts? You were asking some questions. Suresh, are you there? Suresh, are you there? Suresh, are you there? Yeah, you are asking some questions. Do you have some doubts? All good? Any doubts as of now? So, yeah, we'll see offline. If you have any doubts, we'll see offline.